Good evening, guys, and welcome to another live stream on United Chat TV. With the rumours concerning Erik ten Hag getting stronger and the fact that apparently now the deal is all but done and he's going to be the next Manchester United manager, as I'd hoped for and as a lot of United fans have hoped and prayed. We can hopefully now start to look towards the future and look what Erik ten Hag has got to address. But aside from the players that I think Erik ten Hag might bring into this football club, another thing that he's famous for is developing his youth stars, developing the young players and giving them a chance to flourish. So what I've decided to do tonight's episode is all about a look at the future and a look at what young players we might find over the next couple of years will grace the Old Trafford turf and will flourish under Erik ten Hag and his style of management, and with the fact that he likes bringing the youth through, which fits Manchester United to a T. Because you speak about Manchester United, you look at the class of '92, you look at Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, David Beckham, and the list goes on. So the names I've decided to go for are Charlie Mcnair, Charlie Savage, James Garner, who he's already on loan at Nottingham Forest and he's been brilliant this season, but later in the episode I'll go into more depth about him. There's Hannibal Berry, who is already a full international with Tunisia and played in the African Cup of Nations. And there's Alejandro Canacho. All these players have the potential to go on to be future Manchester United stars and are already highly thought of by the club, and some are knocking on the door for the Manchester United debuts. Some one person in this team, well, names I've already mentioned, have already made his first team debut, and I don't even need to mention James Garner because football fans, especially Championship fans and Nottingham Forest fans, know a lot about him from what he's done this season. So, right, first person I'm going to talk about is Charlie Mcnair. Charlie Mcnair is an 18-year-old striker. He's 6 foot. He's got 13 goals in 25 games this year. He's impressed the youth team coaches. He's composed in front of goal. And there's already calls for him to be called up to the first team or for him to be able to go out on loan. And if you look a little bit more in depth about him, the stats back it up with his record. He joined United from City. He scored a ridiculous amount of goals in the youth setup, all the way from the under-14s to where he's at now playing in the under-23s. It's a rapid rise, and he's been likened to Carlos Tevez. Let's just hope he doesn't go back to Manchester City and ends up being a Judas, but he goes on to be a United star. I know he's only 18-year-old, and I don't want to put the pressure on him, but with his stats, his style of play, and the fact he can hold the ball up, he's composed in front of goal, and literally you give him a chance. 9 times out of 10, he'll bury it. It bodes well for the future. I do think he needs to go out on loan first, maybe to a Championship team or a lower league Premier League team, to be able to see if he can cope with the presence in the Premier League and the physicality. But I do think the future is right for Charlie Mcnair, and I hope one day I'm seeing him playing up front at Manchester United and scoring his first goal at the Stretford end. Right, the next guy I'm going to go on to is Charlie Savage. So Charlie Savage is an 18-year-old centre midfielder. He's a good passer of the ball. He's able to find space. He's tough tackling. He's intelligent on the ball and off the ball. But also, if anyone doesn't know him, his dad's Robbie Savage. And when Charlie Savage come off the bench in United's last Champions League game of the group stages against BSC Young Boys, Robbie was emotional. The fact that seeing his son play at Old Trafford for the first time. Since then, a lot of United fans have talked him up to be a future United midfielder. Whether that happens, I don't know, but he's another one who I think would fit the Erik ten Hag style, and he's another one who I think United could bring on and develop and turn into a class midfielder. and just given the right training and the right coaching, I think he could turn into, as I said, a future international, one of the Premier League's best midfielders. As I said, I don't want to put pressure on him. He's 18-year-old. He's got the whole world ahead of him. He's got his whole future ahead of him. But there's massive signs coming from Old Trafford that he could be the next one along the production line, along with Charlie Mcnair, to be able to push for that United midfield place and put pressure on United's midfielders, whoever they may be next season. Might be Fred and McTominay, probably not, because United are looking at signing the CDM. So we'll soon see. And I believe, and what a lot of people believe, is the youth needs to be given a chance. Rather than spending a lot of money, give the youth players a chance. Because at the end of the day, you could go out and spend £80 million on a top-class striker, but you could have one in the academy just waiting to come through. That money's saved, yes, but it's the fact that it's grown with him, and it's what United are good at. It's what United need to keep doing. So I'm sorry, Brad. I don't know what's happening. So I'll keep an eye on. Thanks, Brian. It is what United need. United do need to go back to relying on the youth because there's been a few players come through over the past couple of years, but these next 5-10 years, United need to bring a few more youth players through. Need to start going back to the roots, going back to the academy, and a mixture of youth and experience is what United need. Right, I'm talking off subject. Let's go on to the next person. So, James Garner. James Garner is a 21-year-old central defensive midfielder, and this season he's lit up the Championship. He's bossed Arsenal's midfield. He's bossed Liverpool's midfield in a Nottingham Forest midfield. He can shoot. He can pass. He can play between the lines. He can tackle. I think over the next couple of years, this is the guy that will step into United's midfield and go to a whole new level. He's impressed the coaches. All the feedback that's been given about him has been nothing but brilliant. And I think next season, when it comes round, he'll be one that Ten Hag will look at and look to hopefully integrate into that midfield, because I think he's already had the opportunities, and the opportunities he's been given, he's impressed. You don't boss Liverpool's midfield, you don't boss Arsenal's midfield around unless you're a good midfielder, especially in a Championship midfield. And he's doing it on a consistent basis, week in, week out. So this is one that I think United fans need to keep an eye on. He can cross. He's good with his dead ball situations, free kicks, corners. So it's something United need, because we all know United aren't very good at corners. Yeah, we've scored a couple in the past couple of weeks, but there hasn't been that consistent, brilliant delivery, good delivery into the box from a corner or a free kick, which our players can't get their head on and end up putting in the back of the net. And I think, given the chance and given what I've seen from James Garner this season, he might be the man to be able to lead United forward, or at least, if he's given the chance, to be able to show what he can do and perform on a consistent basis with the team that he's going to have around him, because it'll be a massive step up from playing for Nottingham Forest and having their midfield to stepping into United's midfield, especially if United do sign another CDM next season. He might be playing alongside, I don't know, Calvin Phillips, Chichamani from Monaco, might be Declan Rice, but for now, no one knows. Anyways, down to the last two, and the next one, United fans, a few might know who I'm going on about, a few years might not. And a few years might take the mick because of his first name, but The next one I'm going on about is 19-year-old Tunisian midfielder Hannibal Berry. He's already been voted in the top 51 kids for 2022. Highly rated at United. He's already a full Tunisian international. He's played in the African Cup of Nations. He's already been on the bench for the Champions League game against Atletico. And I think over the next couple of months, especially leading towards the end of the season, he will get given his chance in the midfield at United. Ralph Rangnick rates him highly. Neil Wood, the United academy coach, rates him highly. The players rate him highly. And he's good with the ball at his feet. He started off as attacking midfield and he's managed to transition into that deep lying playmaker role. He's intelligent. I do think, given the chance, he's another one that could make that massive step up and make that step into this midfield that United need. And might save United a little bit of money. I know this is a Glazers out paradise with us saying this, but I'm only doing it for the best of United because I want the best. I don't want United to keep spending ridiculous amounts of money when they don't need to, when they have got young players that are ready to come through, given the chance. So I think players like this need to be given the chance towards the end of the season and be able to play with a smile on their face and show what they can do, just so when Erik ten Hag comes in, he knows what he's dealing with and he knows these youth players are ready to make that step up. Right, the final one is Alejandro Canacho. This guy was called the crown of the Atletico Madrid Academy. Atletico Madrid were devastated to lose him. United beat off Real Madrid and Barcelona to sign him. His idol's Cristiano Ronaldo. He scored probably one of the best solo goals I've seen in a long time against Everton. That's up there with Gareth Bale's goal against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. He's 17-year-old. He's being called up to the Argentine national team at 17-year-old. If that doesn't say something about how good this guy's going to be, then nothing will. At the age of 17, to be called up to the Argentine national team, to be highly thought in the United Academy, he's clinical in front of goal and he knows how to find space. He's got brilliant close control and defenders struggle to take the ball off him. He's fast. He's got everything needed and the skill set to be a United, I think, a fantastic footballer for United. Does he need a loan, or do I think he can slot straight into that team? I think he needs to go out on loan maybe next season or be able to play on the bench and then get brought off to integrate him into the team. But I think over the next couple of years, this is a guy that we're going to hear a lot about because every week his stock keeps rising and his name keeps getting mentioned. I do think soon we'll hear a lot more about him. And I do think he'll be playing for United sooner rather than later, whether that's next season, whether that's the season after. I think this is the one that you are going to see playing consistently in the future because he has the ability to be anything he wants to be. From the little games I've seen him this season and from the couple of videos I've seen, the sky's the limit for him. And with a talent like that, I do think he needs to be nurtured and brought through slowly and not, I wouldn't say so much thrown in the deep end. I'd say it's got to be brought along slowly, but then given him the experience to be able to continue and develop into a class player that we all believe he is. And just these players here, there's many more in the academy that I could go on about, and I haven't had the time to do a little bit of research on. which is what I wanted to do. But there is plenty more players that Erik ten Hag next season has got at his disposal, and with this clear out of apparently 11 or 12 players gone, next season's the best chance to be able to give the youth players a chance and be able to see which ones are ready to play for United and which ones aren't. So I know for the past couple of days it's been all doom and gloom. Last night was with the Glazers and everything else, but tonight I've decided to take a different way and talk about hopefully what is a positive future for United football and wise with the players that, if developed right, Erik ten Hag has at his disposal. But we can only hope. So that's probably the best thing, and that's probably the most positive thing to come out of this video. It might be a positive thing to come out of United over the next couple of months, some of these young players, and then next season is where a lot of them can kick on and develop and hopefully go on to continuously play for United and shine. Like the class of 92. Yeah, I know United might never find another class of 92, but looking there is players in the academy that could replicate a new dynasty, which is what United need. But we'll soon see over the next 6 to 12 to 18 to 24 months what direction United are heading. And hopefully these young players that I've picked and that I've talked about will end up being a massive part of that. Right, guys, I know it's a short video tonight. I just wanted to put my point across, and I just wanted to talk about the youth. With the news that it does look like Erik ten Hag is going to be announced the next Manchester United manager, I will go live again tomorrow night, or I might do a little pre-recorded video talking about that and talking about the excitement building and talking about what the future holds, talking about what ten Hag will bring to United, what the things he needs to fix, talking about what he needs to do to succeed, what we need, what as fans we should expect, what the players should expect, but most of all, how we can support him and we can support the players. So we'll soon see. Right, guys, is there any questions before I go? Has anyone got any questions? As I said, it can be anything about tonight's video. If not, as I said, I'll be live again tomorrow night and we'll talk a bit more. No. I know I haven't had many videos on this video, and it's an unfortunate after last night's video was such a success, but hoping over the next couple of days it starts to pick up. Thanks to everyone that's subscribing to my channel. Thanks to everyone that's liking my videos. To anyone else, throw a like on the video, hit the subscribe button, and then, yeah. Have a good night, and I'll see you all tomorrow.